Hey guys, so happy World Book Day. We're going to discuss our favorite books. I will start. I've got a few books here. One of them is obviously The English Teacher. This is something I would recommend you to read. Perhaps in grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. It's a brilliant book by R.K. Narayan. Does the name remind you of something? R.K. Narayan and
Malgudi Days.
Yes, yes. It's a brilliant book. Narayan has very, good imagination, lovely language. And this book is about a man, a very simple man, married to a very simple woman. And they have a daughter. And unfortunately, his wife, the woman, passes on. And after she's passed on, he is, obviously he's very sad. And then one day he realizes that his wife is trying to contact him from the other side, and she wants to talk to him, and she wants to tell him she's all right, etc., etc. So a little bit of that element where both the worlds, the other side and this world, are coming together. So brilliant book there. Another one that I really like is Kiran Desai's Hullabaloo in the Guava Orchard. A really funny book. You can see the monkey there. This is about a man called Sampath, who decides that he is really fed up of this world and whatever is going on. So he goes, actually inadvertently, he just climbs a tree, a guava tree, in a guava orchard, and he just sits there. But the people think that he is a sage, that he has some powers, and they come to talk to him, etc., etc. So the book is really funny, extremely descriptive. In fact, I have recommended this in grade 8. We have read it together. It's a great book because the language is simply incredible and it's very funny. Then another book that I really enjoyed reading is called Thinner by Stephen King. This is something that you will read, or you can read when you've grown up a little more, probably in college. Something, because it's a bit of a thriller, it's a little bit of a horror. This is about an obese lawyer who kills a woman in a road accident, is driving and she's crossing the road. It's something like that. And this woman is a gypsy. You know what a gypsy is, right? You know who a gypsy is. So because he's a lawyer, he's able to brush the whole incident under the rug. He goes scot-free. He doesn't face any consequences because he has these legal connections. But the woman's father, who is also a gypsy, places a curse on him. A curse where he goes, he starts losing weight and he goes thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. It doesn't seem to stop. So brilliant book. I love the way Stephen King writes. It's, he's the king of thriller novels, I would say. So when you grow up, something for you to read. Then I love Paulo Coelho. This is one of my favorite books of his, called The Alchemist. And if you have heard of that saying, which goes something like, if you really want something, the entire universe conspires to give it to you. That's from this book. So I would recommend. This is about a shepherd boy in Spain who travels across the world in search of a treasure. And it's got some really good life lessons. Something I would recommend that you read, perhaps when you get to high school or something. Then another book that I've read, and we also had to study in our degree for English language and literature, is Salman Rushdie's Midnight's Children. Salman Rushdie, quite a controversial author for his satanic verses. Look up on him, you'll know. Okay, so this book is about the children who were born at the stroke of midnight on August 15, 1947. What is special about that day? What's special about August 15, 1947, guys?
The Independence Day?
Yes,
Independence of India.
So these kids who were born at the stroke of midnight on that day are born with, telepathic powers, some powers. So this book is all about that. It's a big book. Yeah. So if you're really interested, you could probably read. And I know I'm recommending books that you can read when you're grown up, but yeah, these are my collections. I have more, but yeah. So that's it. These are some of my favorite books Now over to you guys. Let's hear about some of your favorite books, one or two or whatever.
I call dibs on going last.
Oh, okay. Who will go after me? Come on. Vaibhav? Let's start with Vaibhav.
Okay, so I have two books. One is called Kick, and the other one is Treasure Hunter's book. It's called Danger Down the Nile. So Kick is a book about a pretty poor boy named Buddhi, and he loves playing soccer, but he doesn't have the money for it, and he works in a factory that manufactures soccer boots. And in his town, there's this mafia boss whose name is Dragon, and Buddhi's father's brother was involved in some drug business, and he's been captured by the Dragon. And then some stuff happens, some controversy, and Buddhi has to do some stuff for the Dragon, and that turns into a big crime. And then Buddhi's father dies. He's killed by the Dragon, and that's basically the story of it. And after that, Buddhi is kind of feels lost, and yeah, that's the story of this book. And then in this book, there's basically a group of 4 children who lost their father and mother. They're not dead, but they've been captured again by other mafia bosses, and they are in the Nile because their dad sent an encrypted message to them, and they're trying to find a treasure to free their father as like something that they would give to the mafia boss to get their parents back. So it's a story about that, and it takes place in Egypt, and it's nice.
Good. Thank you for sharing. Treasure Hunters. Awesome. Who's going next? Ahan?
So I have 2 books. The first one is The Swiss Family Robinson. It's about a family traveling from Switzerland to New Guinea, and they get shipwrecked on a deserted island. And it shows their adventures, how they survive on the island. Yeah,
it's one of my favorite books too, Ahan. I love that book. I love that book. I love it also because of all the imagination, you know, how they make those giant, they come across that a patch of giant trees on the island, and then they make a home inside one of the trees, the tree house, a home inside the cave. It's awesome. Okay, let's hear about your next
one.
And
the next one is Black Beauty. It's also a really nice book about a horse. It shows her friendships, the hardships the horse faced, and yeah, it's really nice to read. So I enjoyed it.
Again, another book that I love, Ahan. It's the story of a horse told by the horse itself. Such a beautiful book. Great. Thank you for sharing. Who's next? Akshay. Come on.
Okay, miss. So this is the book I got. It's The Battle of Labyrinth, and it's written by Rick Riordan, and he has written some fabulous books like Percy Jackson. But this book is about a character named Annabeth Chase, and she leads her friends in a quest. And this book really tells you that never give up. So
that's good.
That's why I like it.
So that's what you learned from
one thing
the book.
I forgot to mention that this book is written by James Patterson.
Sorry?
Miss, this book was written by James Patterson, Treasure Hunters.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And Akshay, thank you for sharing, Akshay.
You're welcome.
What about Aditya?
Okay, miss. So I have 5 books, which are series, Alex Rider series 3. So the names are Stormbreaker, Skeleton Key, Scorpia, Point Blank, and Eagle Strike.
Cool. And what
So
are these books about?
they're basically spy novels written by Anthony Horowitz, mystery basically.
So you like reading mystery books?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Tushar, will you be able to speak about your favorite book?
Yes, I don't know, but I can't see anyone.
Okay, all right. Maybe another day then. Right, guys, thank you so much for sharing and talking to us about. Oh, we missed Rohan. Rohan, he's conveniently trying to hide. Rohan, now it's your turn.
Okay, so this is not exactly my favorite book. It's a book that I had here that I'm reading because most of my favorite books are on the Kindle, and that's not here with me right now. So I have this one, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. My Harry Potter knowledge is quite rusty, and and a lot of people know about this series much more than me and can correct me if I say something wrong. So basically, Harry Potter's I think it's summer vacation. There's a prisoner called Sirius Black, and he's on the loose. And apparently, he's doing things and killing people. And basically, Harry Potter doesn't like him because apparently he gave the information of Harry Potter's parents' location to Voldemort, and then Voldemort killed him. I think a lot of people know that. And then actually, Harry Potter tries getting him and killing him, but then that doesn't work. And then a bird dies. And
You need to come into the focus of the camera so we can see you. Yes.
Hello. Yeah, and so basically, then they find out that he isn't actually the evil guy. And then there's basically Ron Weasley, a friend of Harry Potter, has a rat, and the rat is actually transforms into a guy called Peter Pettigrew, and Peter Pettigrew is actually the guy who did that. So Peter Pettigrew is the actual villain.
All right. So
really
let me ask you,
confusing.
Rohan, let me stop you right there because you're telling us the entire plot as such. What's in the book that you like? You're reading it, so something in that book that you like.
Well, yeah, I like just the Dementors in general. They're one of the sort of they're basically like ghosts. There's not much is said about them, but they're basically guys, and there's something they do called the Dementor's kiss, and that can forgot what it does to you, but it's basically something nobody wants to ever happen to them. And I found them interesting because the book revealed absolutely nothing about them, not even their face. So.
Okay, all right. Okay. I haven't read the Harry Potter series, obviously have seen the movies because the movies were so famous. But I love J.K. Rowling for the fact that her imagination is superb. You know, for somebody to sit and imagine all that, just imagine, you know, the witchcraft, the magic, the different ghosts flying on broomsticks and the dragons and everything. So imagine, that's what I love about books, and that's what I love about writing. You can imagine. There is so much scope of creativity for imagination. So great, guys. Thank you so much for sharing and talking about your favorite books and the books that you're reading now. Once again, happy World Book Day.
Happy World Book Day.
Happy World Book Day.